Happy Wednesday, everyone. Welcome to my front yard yet again. So today we're going to look at the sources and development of international law. So just to help you distill the PowerPoint that I'm going to put up and tell you to do some work from. So there's really four main sources of international law, sort of four precedents, if you will, throughout the history of, well, Western society really is where all this stuff is based in. There is a dash of white supremacy there and colonialism, of course, but that is inherent to everything that we do, unfortunately. So anyways, so the four sources are, as you'll see in here, but I'll distill it down. So number one is something called the Treaty of Westphalia. It involves sort of a treaty conference that happens. It involves the Holy Roman Empire. That's Germany, in case you didn't know. But this is in the early 19th century. There's a series of precedents that happen there. So you'll have to work through that. Number two is something called the Geneva Conference of 1949 and the Geneva Conferences of 1919, which cumulatively have to do with the rules of war. So no chemical weapons, no, targeting entire groups of people for extermination, things like that. But you'll learn more. Also involving German-speaking people in Geneva, which is in Switzerland, where they also speak German. Sensing a trend here. Anyways, the third one is the League of Nations, which was created at the end of World War I. The League of Nations is part of the Treaty of Versailles, which, as I've told you before, is perhaps one of the worst documents written in human history. Also involving Germany, yet again. And specifically something called the War Guilt Clause, which made Germany responsible for World War I, even though it was kind of everyone's fault. But anyways. The fourth one is the United Nations. We've already looked at them in various measures, but here we'll look at some more specifics, UN Security Council, etc., etc. So the United Nations specifically here is an international peacekeeping body brought together after World War II to build upon the failures of the League of Nations. Basically didn't work to maintain international order in the way that was intended due to a lack of enforcement, basically a lack of the ability to enforce stuff. Okay, so yeah, that's the big four: Treaty of Westphalia, Geneva Conventions, League of Nations, and the United Nations. So those are the ones you're going to be focusing on as to creating the sort of international order that we live in right now, for all its faults. Okay, so I thought I'd do a quick little overview. I guess that's it. Bye for now from the front yard.